Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And I must have ran across this story maybe 2 days ago, where you had this dude running around in Philly with a Chucky mask on, a purge style mask on, harassing and chasing people. And it's like each and every day you wake up, the world is getting more and more bugged out. You know, you have what's going on over there in Indiana, where it's purge-like behavior that they're not reporting. And then over here you got people in mass, harassing people and threatening people. Showing you, man, that, and let's not forget, like they're threatening a nationwide blackout that could potentially last for 18 months. And if that happens in Babylon the Great, there are going to be millions of people that die. Right? In many different ways. The Lord is showing you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans that you don't have that much time left. You want to continue to play around and party and bullshit. Hey, it's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end well for you, man. Because the Lord has had this gospel going out to where you can't run or you can't hide from it. No one can ever say that they didn't know. No one cannot say, as far as the Israelites, they cannot say, I didn't know what sin was, And if you say that, it's pretty much you didn't stick around long enough to hear what it was. So you turned your back on the Lord. So, it's not going to end well for you. But this dude going around in the Chucky mask, don't get me wrong, I thought it was Esau Edom. I thought it was the so-called white man, but, and it could be. But the image that they had up, which you're going to see in another clip that I had, it was a Jake. It was a Jake, man. And our people are even more bugged out now than they were, before COVID. Right? Before the lockdown, people had some sanity to them. But now, our people are insane, man. I see it every day. The women and the men. Bugged out, especially the younger women and the men. Completely bugged out, man. But that was a curse that the Lord was going to put on us. Let me read that, and then we're going to play this. Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. It says, "And the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart." So the Lord was going to smite, 2/3 of our people with madness, man. Right? Blindness, not knowing what's going on, not seeing what's going on. Right? And just not understanding what they're seeing. Not believing what they're seeing. Which was all going to result to them being bugged out. So let's play it. Yahweh Shem Shah willing. The hopeful elect be edified. Shalom.
Philadelphia police say they're looking for a man who's been terrorizing people in Center City, Philadelphia, while wearing a chunky mask. Now, I spoke to one woman who said not only did she see him, but she confronted him.
Bow! I saw a woman. She was absorbed in her phone. She had wired earbuds in. And then I saw a figure approaching her from behind. It wasn't until he hit the light that I saw that he was masked, which made it even scarier. So I started to wave at her and I was like, hey, someone's behind you, trying to alert her. She turns around, saw him, started to speed off. And then at that point, a man was walking around the corner to the La Colombe. He had a box in his hand. And I believe that he was probably like a delivery service worker or maybe one of the early morning baristas. So he saw the masked man, started to run. Masked man starts to pursue him. They have a struggle at the door. Then at that point, I started to dart once I understood that the man was behind the door and that there was a way for the masked man to get in.
And you said he didn't have a plan.
He didn't have a plan.
Well, you had one.
I did have a plan. At first, I started running because I thought that that was the right thing to do for me at that moment. But then I'm realizing I have heavy bags. I didn't want anyone to pull on the back of my straps. And so I turn around. I block my face. I get deep and wide, nice and low, ready to strike. Pow! Right in the middle of the solar plexus.
This woman refused to become a victim. When a masked stranger approached her in Center City last Wednesday morning, she squared up and
you're looking at this dude. This is if you out, especially at night. He did this in daytime, but if this was at night, yo. You don't know what's about to happen, even in the daytime, man, because, people do things for views and likes. People do things for attention. This could have very well been the end of this nigga's life. Because he ain't got nothing else better to do but put on a mask. And you could tell he's not right in his head, man. He's smitten with madness. But this could have been the end of this dude. And I don't know if they caught him or not, but, I believe they caught him. But, yeah, man, this is what's going on in Babylon. This is what's going on.
kicked him in the chest. So you kicked him in the center of his chest. You just like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Sparta!
Kicked him in the center of his chest. Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow. It happened about 5:15 a.m. near 15th and Broad. Jamaica W. believes the person who targeted her is the same suspect police say was caught on camera chasing a woman outside City Hall minutes earlier. Before her own encounter, Jamaica says she spotted the masked suspect approaching a runner who was wearing headphones.
I started to wave at her across from the intersection and say, hey, there's someone behind you.
She then witnessed him try to force his way into the coffee shop before turning his attention towards her.
So I figured that if anything was going to happen, I wanted to see it with my own two eyes.
She turned around, screamed, and yelled and put her hands up to fight. But something seemed off about the scary stranger.
He just seemed so disoriented about what his goals actually were. Like, I had bags. He wasn't reaching for those. It didn't seem like he had a clear goal to actually get in La Colombe to do anything. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if you can fight. And he couldn't.
Police say the suspect accosted several people in a 15-minute span. Investigators say he said this to the runner.
He's holding his cell phone up in front of her, at which time he asks her, are you ready to die?
He ultimately fled into Suburban Station. Until he's caught, Jamaica has a message for early Center City risers, especially women.
Make sure that you're not playing music in your headphones. Keep your keys in between your fingers. Just do everything that you can to feel safe.
Police in Philadelphia are searching for a masked man investigators say has been terrorizing people. And we have some new video of one instance where the man is seen running after a woman. ABC's Armando Garcia has more from another person who came up close to that suspect and tried to fight him off.
This disturbing video showing a masked man chasing after a runner around 5:30 a.m. near City Hall in Philadelphia last Wednesday. Police say the man in a Chucky-style Halloween mask taunted the woman.
He's holding his cell phone up in front of her, at which time he asks her, are you ready to die?
The runner was able to get away after police say the man, who they believe is between 16 and 20 years old, abruptly changed his direction and ran into a rail station. Police say the man chased several people within a 15-minute span. One woman told our ABC station in Philadelphia She spotted the man approaching a runner who was wearing headphones.
I started to wave at her across from the intersection and say, "Hey, there's someone behind you."
Jamaica, who asked not to use her last name, says the man then turned his attention to her. Jamaica says she screamed for help, kicked him in the chest, and was prepared to try to fight him off.
He just seemed so disoriented about what his goals actually were. Like, I had bags. He wasn't reaching for those. It didn't seem like he had a clear goal to, like, actually get in La Colombe to do anything. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if you can fight. And he couldn't.
Police believe the man attempted to antagonize at least 6 people, including
And that's what would pop into the head of the so-called black woman. Let's see if a man can fight. And you know he was a man. So you see on both sides, man, it's just pure and sheer madness. Here it is, you got women, because if this dude would have been, really about that life, he would have put her to death, man. And he ultimately would have got his judgment. But he would have put her to death because she feels like she wants to be G.I. Jane, right? Or a superwoman. She could have got put to death, man. Because you're gonna have this. You're gonna have them Purge movies are not for nothing, man. You're gonna have these types of things happening in the world, man.
men and employees at nearby businesses, and indicated he had a weapon, but witnesses have not reported seeing one.
If caught, police say the suspect is facing multiple charges, including terroristic threats, simple assault, and intimidation. Armando Garcia, ABC News.
Yeah, man. Jake is just full of demonic spirits, man. But this is Babylon. This is how you know we at the end as well, man, because things are not, you have these types of things going on and things are not safe. People are not safe. This is why a lot of people, they decide not to go out, right? Especially women, man. I feel like, at certain times of the day, women should be in the damn house. But Babylon has made things so free that regardless of what time it is and, if you're by yourself or not, you can be out. But that's being alone and in the dark has cost many people their lives, man. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. It says, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen." And this is how you know this place is done. This place has no way of coming back, man. All right? It says, "And is become the habitation of devils and the hole of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird," man. These are the types of spirits that roam Babylon the Great, man. Where you got a grown-ass man with a Chucky mask following, threatening, terrorizing, right? People just randomly. Like I said, if he would have had a weapon, right? If he had a machete or a knife or axe, man, this could have been real bad, man. It seems to me like he was just a Jake that just wanted attention. But he got it, and now he's locked up, and who knows, man, how much time he's going to do. Right? You may not get that much because he didn't have a weapon. He was just terrorizing people and making people afraid, but the real fear is coming. The real fear is coming, man. So let's check out this one.
New developments in a frightening series of incidents in Philadelphia. The man wanted for terrorizing people wearing a creepy doll mask apparently now has ties to Southern California.
Gigi Graciette is live in Truman Oaks. Now, more.
Slovakia. The hell?
on what we know about the suspect. He's making these trips back and forth, Gigi.
Jen and Bob, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Police say they have surveillance video of this suspect packing up his bags and getting out, and they believe he could be traveling here to Los Angeles or Las Vegas.
Zamir Hughes was trying to scare people, make them run. Who's scared now? Who's running now?
And you can look at him, man. You can look at him and tell something wrong with him. You know, and this is in Philly, man. Philly is a very dark place. You know, all of these states in Babylon, man, are very dark. They have very dark, demonic energy and spirits that roam these states. Right? Whether you in New York, Pennsylvania, New Orleans, LA, Washington, you know, Baltimore, you got demons all through this place, man. Doing all types of, you know, crazy things and, you know, just things out of the blue. So this is one of these demons, man.
Today, the manhunt is on from Philadelphia to Los Angeles for 22-year-old Zamir Hughes, accused of terrorizing people in Philadelphia's Center City area, terrorizing them, assaulting, chasing, and threatening random people, all the while wearing a Chucky-like Halloween mask. Police who say Hughes is actually on probation for another crime and has ties to LA and Las Vegas, and he travels here frequently. Surveillance cameras throughout Center City capturing the bizarre behavior, including one incident where he chased a female runner around Dilworth Park, all the while, say police, appearing to record everything on his cell phone. And that's not all, because they say that as he chased her, he kept asking her over and over again if she was ready to die. She kept running and managed to get away, but she did end up falling and severely injuring herself. And that's why this guy is now facing felony assault charges.
That statement to her, "Are you ready to die?" She's startled. He repeats that phrase. She turns around, runs away from him. And in the process, she severely injures one of her legs. I think he filmed this for social media content, either A, for his own sick personal amusement, or B, he had plans of posting it online at some point and possibly monetizing it.
Look at this, man. See, this Jake right here, if he would have did that to the right Jake, they would have turned around and knocked his ass out. Right? And this is another sign showing you people here in Babylon that, you know, there's no safety. Safety is going out the door, man. Because you got people out here that you know, just walk around like ain't nothing gonna happen. They're good, right? I got 911, but man, this is scary, man. Like I said, people, he lucky that this Jake didn't react off of you know, impulse. Because, and I don't know how this dude didn't see him. Showing you that people's minds are just not. I would have seen this nigga from, you know, 3 or 4 blocks, man. This is Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes." See, this one was light. This was a light incident. This was a light, story right here, to where no one got really hurt, killed, you know, put to death. They say a woman severely hurt her leg, but whatever. You know, that damn Edomite woman, she'll be all right. But yeah, it's going to be cases many copycat cases where men are going to actually put people to death, man. Right? When these types of things happen and people see the attention is getting, people are very, pushed to do the same thing and overtop the one before him, man. So this dude, he was just trying to scare people. You ask me, trying to get views and likes. But the next one is going to be so deranged that people are going to die, man. Right? And you can't stop these types of things. What is it? 2 months from now, you're going to have Halloween. That's going to be in the midst. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Sirach 39-28 again, it said, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, man. Right? So even though there wasn't no vengeance, this put a spirit out there to put fear in people, man. And this is a sign of vengeance to come. Right? Because these spirits that are out here, they're not right. They're not right, man. So I got one more. We're going to shut it down.
Again, the DA says Hughes will be facing felony and misdemeanor charges, including assault. They have on tape a lot of victims who have yet to come forward and file a police report. And in the Philly area, they're hoping those folks will do that. And meanwhile, here in Los Angeles and in Las Vegas, they're hoping that anyone who spots Zamir Hughes will call 911 so they can catch this guy. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Let's get them up there, man. All right. Let's get this last one because, like I said, man, a lot of these people, man, they're not paying attention to what's going on in the world. I mean, you can never know when these types of things are going to happen, but at the same time, you got to put your mind in the world that we're living in. You got to pretty much be circumspect and pay attention. Look at the news. Everybody got social media. Social media exposes a lot of things going on in the earth, man. Shows you the type of spirit that is in the earth. Right? So you have to be circumspect. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, man. Meaning a dead state, man. Right? Spiritually. Right? Come out of the spirit of the world. Right? It says, and the anointed shall give thee light. That light is this truth. Having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. To see things that many don't see. Right? To understand things many don't understand. Verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. To walk circumspect means to watch your surroundings. Right? Be in tune with your surroundings. Right? Because this dude, he crept up on a lot of people. If you see the clips, the videos, he crept up on a lot of people, man. And by the time they turned around, he was dead in their face. Imagine if he had a weapon. It would have been bodies behind him, man. It says, verse 16, redeeming the times, meaning taking hold of these times. Right? Because the days are evil, man, and we are in the evil day, right? So whereas you got dudes running around with Chucky masks on, threatening and harassing and, you know, scaring people, man. So, hey, you can you can go on about your day the way you've been, but, you know, when death comes, it's going to sneak up on you like this dude did. Right? So, you know, I'm going to leave it there. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua willing to elect the other Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. To the next lesson, I'm going to say, Shalom.